with Judge Mablean will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law.
You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Billy Brooks is suing Anna Clemens in the amount of $450. Mr. Brooks claims Ms. Clemens hired him to DJ her grandfather's birthday party, but then refused to pay him once the party was over. Ms. Clemens claims Mr. Brooks didn't provide the agreed-upon services, so she doesn't have to pay him.
Billy Brooks versus Anna Clemens. This is the DJ suing for $450 for the cost of his services for Grandpa's 75th birthday party. And you say, no way. I am not going to pay this DJ because he did not render the services that I paid for. Tell me about it, Mr. DJ.
Your Honor, I've been DJing since I was a youngin'. Like that's the
Since you were what?
Since I was young. Throughout high school, I used to throw parties and DJ. I would be like the top, but it wouldn't be that much pay. So I was like, you know, I need to throw it up a notch and start adult services, everything. Start throwing parties. So I got a call from Anna, and she was like, hey, I need a DJ for my grandfather. So I was like, yeah, no problem. I looked through my schedule and everything, and I was booked. But Anna, I thought she was like the coolest girl, so I was like, you know what, let me call my friend, and he's also like, he always assists me and everything.
Why you think she was the coolest girl?
Because she's so like, she was on the phone, she was talking so nice and genuinely and everything. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to help her
You trying to go for older women?
Nah. Sometimes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So then I called my friend up, I was like, hey, can you DJ for Anna? She's very sweet, nice and everything. He was like, yeah, no problem. Then I talked to Anna again on the phone, I told him, explained to her, and she was like, it was like more as like, it was a connection, not a connection like that, but as a connection like, oh, I like this girl, you know what? So I canceled all my plans for that booking that day, everything, and I was like, I'm a DJ for her. So I canceled my interviews, everything.
What did Anna say to you?
She was charming. So I told my friend, you could assist me, and I told Anna, I was like, hey, do you mind if I bring a friend? She was like, yeah, no problem. So then we got to the thing, and I told her, I was like, the thing about DJs, it takes a long time to set up a whole DJ set and everything. So I told her, I was like, I need to come back and check the connection. I come to the house and this. But she said she couldn't do that because the whole situation about it was a surprise party. So we met up at a coffee shop, right? And then at the coffee shop, we communicate and vibe and everything. And she was like, all right, you can't do that, but on the day, show up to make sure you're not late. I know it was a problem, but I showed up like 15 minutes late because she didn't give me no specific directions or anything. It was like up on the hills.
What do you mean she didn't give you any directions?
Like she gave me the address, but it was like a far route. It was so hard just to even get to the house.
Your smartphone.
Yeah, no, it was horrible Wi-Fi. So everything was in short notice. So then I got to the place and I'm setting up, and you could already see like they're getting ready, they're talking and everything. And then I see just Anna like looking at me like I'm doing something wrong already. So then as I'm starting, I bring 4 friends, right? So this is 4, yeah. They bring everything live. Like if the party might be down, but they'll bring it up. That's how it's kind of like.
Suppose I don't want your friends to bring it up.
And the thing about it is, like 4 days before, I told her, I was like, because it was short notice, I told her, can you send me a list of the playlist of songs you want to play? Because she was like, you need to play this kind of music, this kind of music, this kind of music. I was like, yeah, can you send me a list? She ignored the whole matter of fact that I needed a list. So I ignored it. I was like, you know what? Now it's on me. I'm going to do this, whatever I can to make the party.
But she told you it's for her grandpa, 75.
Yeah, but she wanted she wanted Jamaican music. She wanted this and that. She said no, because I'm a hip-hop artist. I'm a hip-hop DJ. And she was like, we don't need none of that.
But she told you Jamaican.
Yeah. I play Jamaican, though.
She told you reggae.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to go over here. Miss Clemens.
Yes, ma'am.
What was going on?
So we have a lot of people coming from all over the country. As I said, I did request Jamaican music because I am part Jamaican. I tried to invite my grandfather's brothers and sisters, what he has left. He has 4. 2 of them who are currently still in Jamaica. So we were trying to fly everyone out. We tried to have a little bit of a family reunion / surprise birthday party. And so my lot in the birthday party was to oversee the music. I was running around doing a little bit of everybody's job for the party, so I was not able to find music until pretty much last minute.
So you didn't give him the playlist?
She did not.
I didn't give him a playlist because I felt that, why do you need to give a DJ a playlist? Isn't that the whole purpose of your job?
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
One of his homeboys, friends, whatever it is, was eating a piece of cake. The only cake we had was my grandfather's 75th birthday cake.
That you hadn't cut yet?
That we hadn't cut, hadn't sang happy birthday. No, nothing.
And later,
He was doing his thing. We had a show at the Plaza. He went over his time, and I barely had any time to do my show. But this just lets you know what type of guy he is. He's inconsiderate. He's a phony. He's a fake.
Justice with Judge Mablean. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Billy Brooks, who is suing Anna Clemens for non-payment of services.
Tell me why you don't want to pay.
I don't want to pay him, one, because he did state when we met up at the coffee shop that he wanted to bring a friend. So I thought it was a courtside assistant or someone to help him set up, like most DJs do. When you take a break, maybe have someone take over.
Maybe two.
Exactly. Maybe that's what I thought. I didn't expect him to bring his 4 friends and then eat up all my food, eat up all my drinks, and then, Your Honor,
They drank too?
They drank too. They drank alcohol. Yes, I did offer you 1 drink at the beginning because you looked a little tense and loosened up. You were late. You were frantic. You apologized. That was fine. But I didn't mean for you to drink all the cognac that I brought from my party. And then, Your Honor, at one point, I looked up at the DJ stand, and one of his homeboys, friends, whatever it is, was eating a piece of cake. The only cake we had was my grandfather's
Birthday
75th birthday cake.
That you hadn't cut yet?
That we hadn't cut, hadn't sang happy birthday, no nothing. So I asked him to please excuse his friends, and they get an Uber and leave the party because it was.
So he went and cut the cake on his
cut
own?
my grandfather's cake up.
Before you all did?
Before we even, I don't know where he even got it from. It was hidden back in the kitchen in the refrigerator. So they had to go into the refrigerator, take the cake out, cut the corners off of my grandfather's 75th birthday cake, and then eat it. And I was not about to serve anyone at the party or my grandfather, who's supposed to be a surprise party for a slashed up birthday cake, for people who aren't even family.
Wow.
Your Honor, I apologize about my friends. I told her everything. I said I was going to send them home. And at the end of the day, it was just me and my other friend, my sister.
I want to know this. What about the music? What kind of music did he play?
Everything but reggae. I think I heard Buffalo Soldier 5 times on loop.
Buffalo Soldier 5 times?
On loop.
So all he played was one Bob Marley song?
No.
Basically, and the rest of it, I don't know where he grabbed that from.
So your family wasn't dancing? Your family
They're
was having...
75 years old. How much dancing could they possibly be doing?
They were having the best time of their life.
No, they're not 75. You said they were all ages.
Yeah, they are ages. She was the only one not having fun.
They're all ages, but the music was specifically for my grandparents. We were trying to do a little bit of old school reggae. You know, it's his birthday.
I did play some Bob Marley. I did play some music that everybody was like.
What else? You just said Bob Marley. You said anybody
Exactly.
else.
Please give me another artist that you played.
He didn't know anymore.
Thank you.
This was not a party for you. It wasn't a free-for-all for you and your friends. This was not the frat party.
Your Honor,
it wasn't a frat party. This was a business transaction, and you didn't act very businesslike. You don't take 4 other people to someone else's house. They don't know these people. If they went in there and got the cake, what else did they go get? Who knows?
They certainly didn't get a mop when they threw up on my floor.
Oh, no.
Your Honor, I dismissed the friends and I told them you need to go home with it. And then at the end of the day, I performed, me and my assistant. And it was like the best thing ever.
Well, I think you should ask your friends to pay for that. Someone regurgitate? So they got drunk.
They did.
They got drunk off that good alcohol.
They drank a lot, but it's hard when the...
They drank a lot at the party that they weren't even invited to.
She was offering drinks, Your Honor.
Oh, come on, Mr. Brooks. You're not going to be in business very long. You really aren't. And you're going to keep making that high school money because you got a high school mentality. In business, be men. You're not being a man. You're being a child. You don't take your homies to somebody's house. You would have come up to my house with your homies. You and your homies both would have gone home.
Your Honor,
you don't do that. That's rude. That's disrespectful. Things could have come up missing. Then they're in there getting sick, drinking too much. Somebody go out and have an accident, leaving their house. They're responsible and don't even know these people. You don't do that. So no, you're not entitled to any money. You're not entitled to anything because you didn't live up to what you were supposed to do. Judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I learned a lesson today. And when I DJ next time, I won't bring friends.
You should be more professional. And as the judge said, if you conduct your business the way you are, you won't be in business for very long.
Coming up.
She had Googled my name to find a picture for the poster. This tweet came up. They didn't like that it was the first 3 things that came up in the search.
Oh, well.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Jack Dillon is suing Gilbert Moore in the amount of $2,000. Mr. Dillon claims Mr. Moore tweeted several untruthful facts about him, resulting in him losing wages. Mr. Moore claims the tweets were part of his comedy routine, and he believes the plaintiff should lighten up.
In the matter of Jack Dillon versus Gilbert Moore, both of you are comics. And Mr. Dillon, you're suing Mr. Moore, you say that for slander, because he tweeted some things about you that caused you to lose a job that you had.
Yes. You know, it was about a month ago. I work as a in a niche market as a stand-up comic for Christian audiences. I had this contract at Valley View University, and I contacted Gilbert by email after his tweet and asked him to cease and desist from defaming my character and slandering me in this way. I have the tweet printed out here if you'd like to see it, Your Honor.
If you want me to know what it was, either you tell me or let me see it. What up? Oh.
He tweeted this out, Jack Dillon is an atheist.
Yes. And this was within 3 days of this tweet going out, I lost my job at Valley View University where I was going to be being paid $2,000 for a 1-hour performance.
And why did you lose your job?
In the light of recent events, their message as a school and the fact that they had we're a Christian-based college, that they couldn't have me coming in if it was going around the internet that I may or may not be an atheist.
Okay, this is from one person that you're an atheist.
Yeah, that's
okay. Now, when they hired you, before they hired you, did you have an interview with them?
My manager contacted them directly and
okay,
showed
so
them,
your manager contacted them.
And I had to show them a 65-page transcript of my entire set, everything I would be saying during my comedy performance for them to see.
Hold on a second. A 65-page transcript of your performance that you showed them.
The school, I mean, it's a Christian school. I couldn't bash Christian values, but I also was supposed to be promoting them. The humor was supposed to have a moral code where it was conscious humor.
Can't talk about all the
conscious humor to promote. Why are you running your mouth?
Sorry, Your Honor.
The social media manager from the school sent me a screenshot of when she had Googled my name to find a picture for the poster. This tweet came up.
If you Google you, me, or anybody else, somewhere somebody's going to find something negative online.
They didn't like that it was the first 3 things that came up in the search.
Oh, well. Go on, Mr. Moore.
Well, me and Jack, we've known each other for a while. I met him outside of college when we were first doing comedy. He had his skit, he was doing his thing. We had a show at the Plaza. And he was doing his show, and I was supposed to go. And he went over his time, and I barely had any time to do my show. And that's how we first met.
Way back?
Yeah, way back. I'm just telling you.
And you still holding that?
No, but this is how we first met.
What's the significance of it?
This is how we first met.
What do I care?
But this just lets you know what type of guy he is. He's inconsiderate. He's a phony. He's a fake.
Coming up.
I use personal life things in my comedy.
Comedy is supposed to be true.
Yeah, and it's very true.
Who told you that?
You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Jack Dillon, who is suing Gilbert Moore for $2,000.
So when we first met, we was cool. I let that go. I let that go. We kept doing comedy. We would go after the shows, the after parties, clubs, party it up, hit strip clubs, you know, do illegal activities. I'm not going to say all the type of drugs he used to do, but
and
man.
So what?
But I'm just saying, because now he wants to be a Christian.
A person can't change their lives?
No, a person can change their life, but overnight.
Yeah,
overnight.
A person can't change his life overnight?
It's because he changed his life for his wife. But
and what's wrong with that?
But it's not real. I feel it's phony.
And who are you to judge whether it's real or phony or not?
Hey, because
you knew him before he became a Christian. That's what Christianity is all about. You change your old ways and adopt new ways.
But it's why you do it. It's why you do it.
It's not why you do it. You do it because you want to do it. It's your reason why you do it.
But his wife is rich.
So?
She started coming to the shows, and she didn't approve of anything that we were doing. You know, we were cool before you met this lady.
Maybe you ought to be smart enough to find you somebody rich and change your ways.
I don't need nobody. I'm doing good in my career. I'm making money.
So why are you hating on him?
I'm not hating on him. His
so why
career
you have
is
to go
taken.
Put this out that he's an atheist?
Hey, he called me up and he wanted me to change my skit. I've written out my skit. I've been going on tour.
Were you guys going to do something together?
We weren't going to do anything together. His career is sucking right now.
So why you want you to change your skit?
I won't change it because I've written it out. I've been going on tour. It's been working for me. I barely even say anything about him. I got a 20-minute skit, and it's about 5 minutes.
Would you say he called you up to change your skit?
He called me up irate, wanted me to change my skit, talking about he's going to have his lawyers contact me.
Well, does your skit include anything about him?
I just talk about how he lives off his wife and how he a fake Christian, you know? It ain't that
You
bad.
talk about how he lives off his wife and how he's a fake Christian?
Yeah, you know.
Sounds like to me you're upset that you don't have anybody to live off of.
I don't need nobody to live off of. I have my own money. I make my own money.
But isn't he free to do that if he wants to?
And he's free to do whatever he wants.
So
if he
what-
wants to go to a strip
what-
club
what is
Saturday
your
and church
motive?
Sunday, he can do that.
What is your motive for doing that?
What's my motive for putting out the tweet?
For saying that he's trying to live off his wife and he's fake and he's phony. What's your
I
motive?
tried it out in one of my comedy skits and it worked, and people thought it was funny.
Oh.
And, you know, I got a good response off of it.
Okay.
And so I kept on going with it. It
Who
was
else you
funny.
talk about?
I talk about, you know, my dog, my cat, my mama, anybody. Anybody can talk about it. It's just funny. It's just I use personal life things in my comedy.
Comedy is supposed to be true.
Yeah, and it's
Who
very
told
true.
you that?
There's a book called Comedy is Truth.
Well, baby, comedy is not all true. Comedy is to make people laugh.
Exactly, and
And
that's
people
what I do.
comics use anything to make people laugh.
And he's mad
you-
'cause they laughing at
Hi,
his expense.
I don't need you to talk anymore.
All right.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
First of
Your
all,
Honor.
both of you are public figures. If you do comedy for a living, and you going around to these different clubs and venues and doing comedy, you're a public figure. Secondly, comedy, people say things about any and everybody in comedy, whether it's true or not true, and as a comic, you can get away with it. It's not one of the professions where you have to have a reasonable belief that what you're saying is true. Comics aren't held to that. They're not held to that standard at all. So you don't know what you're doing. You can't sue him for that. He's free to make a comment about you, all right? Whether it's good or bad, for laughter. This is a stranger to them saying that you're an atheist. So what? Only you know what your belief is. I can't sit up here and say you're not a Christian because he says that you're not. Only you know that. You told them you're a Christian. You told them what your values are and what you believe in. You gave them a 65-page transcript of what you would come out of your mouth. So what? Somebody else thinks that you're not a Christian.
What do those words even mean then? If he slanders me, defames my character, and I directly
I'm gonna
lose
say it
wages,
one
how
more
is it not
time.
applied
I'm
under
gonna
the law?
I'm going to say it one more time. A public figure is subject to defamation. It doesn't apply to you if it's done in a public forum like that. Everybody can get talked about. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well,
the profession you're in, you're subjected to that. All right? It's the exception to that rule. That's what I'm telling you. Judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I still feel like it was a low blow for you to attack my faith, but I understand you have a right to say what you want.
I'm sorry. Again, it was just a joke, but I never meant for you to lose any money.
This has been a production of Entertainment